Hey guys, so here I'm going to talk about a quick and easy way of brightening up your garage with these LED lights that you can buy off the internet. Got a pair of these guys for like 40 bucks off the internet. I gave them about a 50-50 chance of even showing up, so I figure, hey, 40 bucks, let's give it a shot. Showed up, got some kind of funny, interestingly translated Chinese on the cover. Looking at the face here, we can see it looks like a Autobot from Transformers. Hey, maybe Michael Bay designed it. Who knows? So previously I had just four of these regular LEDs mounted, and I even installed these diffuser panels over the outside of them to try and improve their reflections. But the problem is they were a significant improvement over the older incandescents. But the problem is because they're so directional, they give you a lot of glare off whatever you're working on, especially here in the workbench area. So as a quick and dirty fix to this lighting problem, let's just go ahead and install these LED lights straight out of the box and see how well they work. So installed straight out of the box, we can see that it obviously brightens the place up significantly, but they do have quite a few problems straight away. So first off, the big problem is because they're so bright, whenever you look up, you're going to get blinded because the thing's facing straight in your eye. And even if you play around with the angles on them to try and direct them down or try and direct them sideways, you're either going to get a lot of glare off whatever you're working on, or you're still going to get blinded whenever you look up. So yeah, so here it is. I think I angle them outwards, so if you angle them more horizontally, you get blinded more, but you get less glare on what you're working on. But if you face them further down, you get blinded less, but you get a lot more glare. So to deal with these issues, what we obviously need to do is put some sort of an optical diffuser panel on the front of them to cut down on the glare and the in-your-face blindness. Went to Menards and I bought a sheet of this light diffuser panel. They sell this stuff for going in front of light fixtures, specifically to diffuse the light. So let's go ahead and cut some of this stuff and see how well it works in front of these LED fixtures. So first thing we have to do is figure out a way to cut the stuff. It says you need some sort of a hot knife or something. I obviously don't have that. So let's try a couple common tools that I have around my shop here. First attempt was using tin snips. This didn't go well. The stuff is extremely brittle and does not cut well at all with tin snips. So next thing I tried was the regular old cutoff wheel. The cutoff saw basically worked okay. It did cut it fine, but you got to watch out because when you're cutting it, it gives off a really nasty smell, and the label says that the smell can cause cancer. So I strongly recommend doing this outside or doing this somewhere where you have sufficient ventilation. The smell it's bad. It's really bad. So avoid it as much as possible. So it left these melted bits there. So what I went ahead and did was take it over to the belt sander to try and clean this guy up. The belt sander cleaned off the edges pretty nicely, but you gotta watch out and not push it too hard or you will end up with the same melted mess you had before. And definitely do this with enough ventilation because the smell is bad. Mounting these plastic diffuser panels. I mean, how much simpler can you get? Just place the plastic panel over it, drill a couple holes, grab some hardware store bolts and thread them through the cooling fins on the light and put some nuts on the plastic bit and just tighten some nuts down on it. I basically came up with a standoff of about 1.5 inches or so. Worked reasonably well. It doesn't give you a lot of light coming off the outside and just seems to work pretty well, so let's give this a shot. Got both of these guys installed, and nice thing is looking up, they don't blind you. With the diffuser panels, you can actually look up and you don't get blinded right away. The most striking difference is how much brighter the entire shop is and how uniform the light is everywhere. The mill was a particularly bad area before because I only had just a little light behind it, and it was just really dark trying to see anything around there. The lathe area is really good now, and what really surprised me is how much it brightened up these shelves I have behind there, so I can actually see what's on there. The workbench area here is probably the biggest improvement because not only are things a lot brighter, but you don't have that reflection and glare right back in your eyes like I had previously with the old LED bulbs. So much less shadows and glare. It's just overall a much more pleasant work environment right now. So before we wrap things up here, we need to do one more thing. Let's go ahead and bring my furry buddy Ike out here, and let's get his thoughts on what he thinks about the new garage lights. Ike, hey. What is it, buddy? What is it, buddy? Hey, little guy. How you like it out here? Hey, little guy. Hey, little guy. Oh, Ike. What? What is it? So there we are. Spent about $50, brightened up the place, and it's cat tested and approved. Thanks for watching.